The following video will demonstrate how to use the multitasking gestures available on the iPad. After viewing this video, you should be able to use these gestures to close apps, scroll between apps, and search the iPad.
Alright, in this video I wanted to show you a few, I don't know whether the term advanced is the best one to use, but maybe some additional gestures that you can do. There's another video where we discuss some of the basic gestures like pinch, scroll, swipe, and zoom, but there are some more advanced features you can do using gestures. So the first one I'd like to show you is how to search the iPad. Now in the new operating system it is a little different. Previously, if you just scrolled over to the left, you would have a search function that would pop up. And it doesn't work that way anymore, and Apple was shooting to make it simpler. And all you have to do now is touch in the middle of your screen and swipe down. And you will see the search iPad function that comes up. When you do a search on your iPad, I'll use my wife's name for instance. It will find anything related to that search. For instance, you see her contact information. There are notes there from she attended one of the sessions that I led. There are messages, and there are emails from her. So anything that you search, it'll search apps, it'll search occurrences from the contacts, the email application, even your bookmarks and stuff on Safari. But to access the search function, it's just place your finger in the center of the screen and swipe down. And remember, I've already taught you how to pull Control Center up. You swipe from the bottom. And there are a couple of other gestures that I wanted to kind of show you. One of the main new ones being how you handle multitasking. And for those of you new to the iPad or to iOS, multitasking, it simply means what it sounds like. It's more than one task at one time. For instance, you may access 20 to 50 different apps on your iPad a day. It just depends. If you count the time at home where you might be emailing or checking Facebook or checking Twitter and doing something on the internet or using apps in class and doing that for several periods a day. The iPad doesn't actually shut those apps down totally. It suspends them and holds them there in memory. Now, you really should never have to go in and manually close these apps. Most of the time the iPad handles that fine, and what I mean by that is it'll perform fine. Even if you have several apps still open in the background, you shouldn't have any issue. But if you do, or you want to just kind of keep the iPad running at top speed, you can close those apps. And what you would do to do that is to do a quick double tap on the home button. Okay, just tap it 2 times and your multitasking screen will pop up. I'll do that one more time. Make sure you're holding your iPad and you practice that with me if you're new to this. Just tap your home button twice quickly and you will see the new multitasking screen come up. What it does is up top you see an actual screenshot of the app. So you can see here where there's my home screen. There's Safari. There's the camera app. There's the timer app. There's my settings. There's my email app. There's my web app. So there's all kind of stuff there. If you want to close those apps, you simply flick up. Finger, flick up. And that app is now closed. This icon, you don't want to flick up from the icon at the bottom. That's going to take you into the app. Okay, that's a little different from previously. But you're going to want to just flick up. And that will close that app. Okay? And you might want to practice that a time or two. Open a couple apps and you can scroll through and see that I've got several open. I want to shut down the messages. There's an app there. I'm going to flick that up. Okay? So that's what double tapping will do. And there's a gesture in there known as flick. Apple refers to it as just flick up. But also, if I'm in an app and I want to scroll quickly through my open apps, I am just going to take 4 fingers and swipe from left to right. Literally, the iPad has sensors and it knows I'm dealing with 4 fingers here. If I take those 4 fingers and swipe from left to right, it carries me through all of the open apps. So if I'm up teaching and I need to get back to something real quick, I can just scroll until I find it. Okay? And again, that's a 4-finger swipe from left to right. You can also close an app with a 5-finger pinch. Okay? Now, if I do the 2-finger pinch, it's just going to zoom. If you'll remember from a previous video, we showed you how that zooms. But if I take 5 fingers and I don't want to wear my home button out or close apps like that all the time, I can just draw 5 in and that app closes and I'm back to the home screen. I'm going to show you that again because that's pretty cool. I like that. If I want to go back to my home screen, just 5-finger pinch and there we go. Okay. Again, those are some of the more unknown or more advanced gestures that you can use. But that should, with the other video where you learned how to swipe and scroll and pinch and zoom, with this other video, this should give you enough information to where you can manipulate and control the iPad to do about anything that you need it to do.